everybody, how we doing?
Hey.
It's Lex Talk About It.
It's the team.
Hey,
What's up, baby?
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what?
I'm talking about.
Everybody
has
has
those days.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm in I figure. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Lightly, because I don't know how that's going to interfere with this.
First episode, everybody.
Well, let's go.
Let's
Happy
talk
first
about it.
episode.
Let's talk about it, everybody. Welcome
it.
to our podcast. This is Lexington Capital Holdings. Some of the team here. I'd like to introduce everybody. We got Tom over there,
Hello,
partner
how you guys
relationship manager. We got Frank, aka Grizzly, COO, Chief Operating Officer, and we got Appio, our Director of Banking Relations. And then, of course, myself, Frankie. I'm the CEO of Lexington Capital.
Woo! Let's go, baby.
Very excited for our first podcast, guys. Very excited to, for one, get really in touch with our customers, for one, get in touch with people from the industry, and everyone really just get to see like kind of how we go about things and the value that we could add to not just your business, but even to like even a partnership level. With that being said, to dive into kind of like what Lexington really is, we're in alternative finance, right? So what we like to say is when the banks say no, we say yes. That's typically prevalent in our industry. Something that we've done to really diversify ourselves, though, is that we're not just in alternative finance, which is really cool. We're actually involved with the traditional financing as well with banks. We have a major partnership with banks. Appy will kind of dive into that a little bit more in the future.
So even if the banks are going to say yes and you can go there, we'll bring you there.
Yeah, that's it. So that's another thing that we like to say. So maybe if you were to walk down to your local Chase branch yourself and you were to get declined, you could come to Lexington and our relationships that we have with them, we could get you then approved with that so-called bank. With that being said, want to talk about exactly like what it is that we do. Tom, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the head of partner relations. When it comes to our company, how we operate, what I specifically do, I handle everything that has to do with any type of partnership. When it comes to the files, they get submitted to me. I talk directly with the partners, train them up, distribute out to their specific representatives, and follow the path of their files all the way through the stay at Lexington here. When it comes to the way that we operate, we're extremely quick with what we do. We're very diligent. We stay on top of the files.
Efficiency, speed, light.
Speed, efficiency.
Lexington,
baby. That's what we do. It breeds a better situation for everyone, the partner, the client, everyone's respected companies. They get their financing quick. Our partners get their commission quick, and everything goes in synchrony all the way through. It's a very streamlined process we have here that, we're just constantly improving on as we continue on through our company here.
Cool. Like it, love it. You're our guy. Tom's our guy.
We're the guy.
Can't lie. Our partners, they call up the store all the time. Where's Tom? Where's Tom? I love Tom.
He's a nice guy.
Definitely a really good guy over here. Whole lot of love from our partners. Very good guy to speak to, and he's very knowledgeable when it comes to the alternative financing industry and even the traditional financing aspect of things. So, any partners watching this, please feel free to reach out to Tom at any point. You all have his email, his phone number, and we could even leave that maybe a little drop down below, possibly.
Yeah, Tom, you've really been through it all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anytime. Started from the very bottom, worked your way up to where you are. You've been in every room of every program we've really ran so far. So you definitely are the guy to go to.
I definitely enjoyed that too, getting a little bit of insight into how each process in the company goes from being a sales representative and cold calling to doing degrees of underwriting to going and doing just all different programs in the company to be where I am now. I have the ability to speak a little bit more intelligently on each program than I would have if I just stuck with one path.
Yeah.
Which I thank you a lot for.
Of course. I know in baseball they call it like the utility player. Tom's our utility player. The guy can play center field. He could pitch. He could catch. He could play first base. He could play second base. And he'll do it all at the same time. That's how good he is at his job. So appreciate Tom a lot.
Anyone watching, you can't have him.
Yeah. He's ours. Anyway, let's introduce Frank / AKA Grizzly. I think we're going to have to call him. Hey, let's give it up for Grizzly.
We got to call him Grizzly.
We're going to call him
Let's
Grizzly.
go, baby.
It's professional, I think.
It's getting known in the industry now, too. There's a bunch of partners
It
and
is.
relationships.
It's so funny, actually. Because the problem is that Frank's name has the same name as me. I'm Frankie. He's Frank. So we used to run it like that with our customers and partners. But obviously, you're Grizz.
Yeah, it's
So-
just easier that
We're a
way.
big
It's
office
easier
of
that way.
nicknames too. I mean, my name is Appio, and
Yeah.
there's no other Appio. I still got a couple of nicknames out there.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like in finance, there's always nicknames. You know, you just got guys
Yeah,
running around like
yeah.
not your name.
And they kind of just happen too. They just fall
This is the
into
nickname
place.
king right here. 30
Yeah, yeah.
seconds
You
flat,
come in
he'll have
day
a
one,
nickname
I'll
for
have
you.
something for you. I'll figure something out for you day
Skater
one.
Joe.
Yeah,
Skater
Skater
Joe.
Joe.
A little Easter egg
no.
for the future, Trav
Oh
God.
no,
Trav God.
Trav God.
We'll see him
He'll
soon.
see that.
Wow. All right. Well, let's introduce Grizzly a little more. Chief Operating Officer over here at Lexington. Badass of an individual and a human being, to be quite honest with you.
Buddy.
Fucking
So I'll
reliable
leave the
guy.
floor up
Absolute
to him.
unit.
Yeah,
Look at this
unit, the man.
Stop.
He gets the job
I'm
done.
blushing on camera.
Grizz, talk about yourself, Grizz.
So basically, what I do over here as the COO is I make sure that we could operate. We go through day and day, make sure all the tech is good, any new implementations we're working on, anything that really helps to just bring in money, new programs that we're working on doing. From when I first started, I've helped Frankie build out 2 new programs. We've doubled revenue, so it's just good stuff over here. If guys need any help with something, technology's not working, they come up to me, hey, what's going on with this? Help them out. New ideas, the idea floor is always open. So anything that could help us, do anything, come over right to me, Grizz, I got this idea, and we see how we can make it work. I've gotten ideas from literally openers who've been here for a month, and they've given me great advice on, they don't even know it, I don't tell them. But, but yeah, no, like little tips and stuff. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I don't know about that. And I'll turn around, I'll just like throw it in, But yeah, no, my main job here is to make sure that his life is easy and that everyone here can, do their job the second they turn on their computer in the morning.
I mean, really, how I think of you too. I mean, you're the wires in the wall, you're the plumbing in the floor, you're the mechanism in the lock. You really are.
It's how this place just runs every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Of course.
We
I'm here for
appreciate
that
you a
too.
lot.
No
The
bless.
guys love him. He's a little easier to come up to than maybe me. You know what I mean?
It's
so,
a mom and dad
yeah.
relationship.
Yeah,
you tell dad when you have to, but you
Yeah.
come to mom
Yeah,
first.
the guys feel a little more comfortable with Grizzly, to say the least.
My first day, my headset wasn't working like 10 times in a row, and Grizz was not very pleased with me. I looked at Frankie.
And now we're best buddies.
Yeah, that's it. So all right, let's introduce Appio, our director of bank relations over here. New program
Yeah.
that we rolled out about 5 to 6 months ago.
Longer now.
Yeah, a little longer now.
now.
Yeah, a little longer now. Going great. Appio's great with the customers. He's great with our bank partners. He's just an amazing individual as well. Very versatile in what he does. Probably the easiest and most just well-spoken individual that I've just ever even spoken to. I mean, the customers love this guy. I mean, go Google Lexington Capital Holdings right now. I guarantee you he has the most reviews.
And you
I
guys
think-
get to see him.
They asked me like
Sharon just today.
how many reviews can I write on Appio? I'm like, there's 2. We have Trustpilot, we have Google. I'm like, that's all we could do. They're like, all right, because I would have did 3 if I could have. But yeah, that's the kind of guy he is. So Appio, talk about how amazing you are, man. Talk about it.
Well,
Talk
hey,
about it.
I've been in pretty much every single room that you can be in. But I appreciate all that. But yeah, being the director of banking relations, I am so happy that you put me into this role because, from where I started out in the company, a lot of guys, you get burnt out pretty quickly. It's a difficult position to first be in. And when you first came up to me and put me in the credit room, and then we began chatting about starting this program, I was just the happiest person ever. And I went home, told my family, and they were so excited. They were happy. Even
Right
though
man for the job. Right man for the job.
Thank you.
So
But it's been really nice being able to build relationships with genuine bankers. Being in the traditional aspect, in the traditional rooms now. The alternative industry, it's amazing, and a lot of people can use it to their advantage. But when you're qualified to go the more traditional route, it makes sense for a lot of people. Getting in with these bankers. The relationship managers at these bankers, there's different tiers and different levels, which essentially means that you have to be doing a certain amount of revenue to get in with these folks. And so when we place you with these high revenue relationship managers, and they have a whole different set of underwriters that if you were to just walk into a bank and apply with or just apply online, they hold your hand throughout the entire process. They're linked to your business profile with that bank and with their internal data for the lifetime of your business now. I mean, getting on with these clients, it's like a breath of fresh air for these guys.
Oh, it's game changing.
It's definitely a real privilege to help these people in a different way.
yeah,
It really is.
No, it really is. We like to say at Lexington, we're where alternative meets traditional, because we really are one of the only people in our space where we've clashed together the two. and we've made it work. I mean, there's people who qualify for only alternative, but we've worked their credit up, or we just worked their profile up to then getting them traditional financing. Or there's people where we've gotten them traditional financing, and then say they needed to make payroll by a certain date, or they had a certain inventory purchase that they could only make at this certain date at this time, or was maybe on Facebook Marketplace, as crazy as that might sound, on this date, and this guy was giving him a deal at this time, and he needed the money in like 1 or 2 days, because that's where alternative financing kind of comes into the play. So it's cool that they have a safe haven they could come to, where we could get traditional done and we could get alternative done. So I think that's a really great job that the team here, especially the team right here, has done, because we do call us the bank room at the office. We are the bank room. We deal with the bankers, obviously. We also are known as the credit room around here as well. Some Lexington does as well as in-house credit repair. So that's what I was trying to get at before, is we'll actually build up their credit back. If they're only getting alternative options at first, then we can work them up into traditional. And we're really one of the only people who really can monetize every customer and really find a home for them. And it truly is the best home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, it's just a testament to the company itself, building this kind of trickle down process where we're able to get our clients anything that they need at any point in time. They always know when it comes to any type of financing, or even just questions or assistance in how to manage their business correctly. They can always give us a call. We always have something for them to point them in the right direction.
100%. Something really cool about the program too is we've branded it. We've branded the heck out of it. The Appio, Tom and Frank's program. We've called it the Lex Lock. So that is it's short for Lexington Line of Credit. Thought branding the idea was an amazing idea. Once, I don't know who brought up Lex Lock. Might have been me. Might have been Grizz.
I know I was against it at first. When we
he was against it. I don't know why. I mean, like, we're Lexington and it's LL. You know what I mean? I just thought it was only right. And something.
I think you wanted the lock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and a fun fact too about business financing right now is 40% of all small business owners have a line of credit. Like that's their form of financing. It's the most sought out form of financing right now. Yeah. And a lot of people think SBA. No, right now it's lines of credit. You speak to most business owners, they're going to say either have a line of credit or I want a line of credit.
That's a higher number than I thought, the 40%, because I know that everybody wants them. 100% of business owners want them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the problem. Is not everybody qualifies, but we could get you there. Is bottom line. A lot of companies, if they can't qualify you there at first, they kind of just. Maybe I've heard horror stories where they wouldn't even call you back and explain like why you didn't qualify for your loan. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine doing something like that? That's insane.
Take a look in the mail. You get a letter in the mail. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah. It's insane. And I never would have thought coming into an industry like this that customer service could have actually been so poor. And it's something that we really just pride ourselves on. And we hold our customers' hands from literally point A to point Z throughout this whole entire process, whether it's with the traditional banks or whether it's with our alternative lenders. We're here for them.
And we work nationwide, so I know we'll answer the phone. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast, but 6 o'clock over there. They just got off work and they want to do their application. So, we're ready to do that too anytime they need us.
Yeah, and I love how we really take a consultative approach. I mean, even for clients that we may not have gotten funding for just yet, that are just in the process, they're still leaving the reviews. I mean, how many 5-star reviews we have? Yeah. Just taking that consultative approach that not a lot of people do, and really working with the client from A to Z. If their credit's bad, we consult to them on what they can do on their side, what we can do on our side to help them get their credit where it is.
Yeah.
So you can either qualify for just better financing in general. Everybody really takes it to heart because it's such a predatory industry, and there's so many predatory lenders out there and brokerages out there that don't give two shits and just want to bang you over the head right now. Yep, get their paycheck, never talk to you again. But we really retain these clients. I mean, we do a very clients sending us more clients. Which I doubt that any of these other people really have.
A lot of people ask me too. They're like, "Where do you get your leads from? Like, how do you get leads?" And it's mostly referrals.
A lot of referrals.
We do such a great job with our clients that they're just dying to send their friends to them because, like I said, the thing is, it's like. If you go and Google, I want you guys to Google business loans right now. Google business loans or business financing or where can I get a line of credit, and you will see hundreds upon hundreds of lenders, alternative, and even traditional banks on there. It's almost like overwhelming, right? So kind of where a marketplace like Lexington comes into play is say you're a trucker, right? Trucking, it's a very a lot of people want to get into the industry but don't even realize that it's actually very hard to lend to the trucking industry right now for a multitude of reasons. I mean, for one, there's a lot of competition. A lot of people got into the industry right after COVID. Not a lot of loads and a lot of truckers. So it's supply and demand. Simple
remember
math.
seeing all of the TikToks.
Fuel
last year.
price. You know,
Food price.
Yeah.
Products, anything.
And then that's the thing too. I mean, the economy we're at right now, I mean, I guarantee you what it was to fix something on one of their trucks even 2-3 years ago is probably a few $100 more, probably than it was. You know, parts are more, everything's just more expensive right now with the economy.
I was reading this article. They're projected to be a less favorable lending source for the next through 2025 too. So like, it's not even like there's a clear future in sight for the industry. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, America runs on trucking.
Yeah,
Gotta say it.
100%.
I was speaking to a client just the other day, and he mentioned how small businesses are the backbone of America, and no doubt they absolutely are.
Of course.
And I brought up to him about the trucking industry. He wasn't even a trucker. I brought up the trucking industry and how they're really the backbone of our country. And it's a shame. I remember one of my first LinkedIn posts that I actually typed up myself was talking about how truckers are the backbone of this country, and it's sad how we can't even help them out in their situations. And hearing some of the horror stories.
Not to cut you off, but
Hold on,
others
I'll slow
cannot
down.
help them. Others cannot help them. Mostly, like getting back to it, is like trucking. It's a hard industry to fund, right? So banks and alternative lenders, it's not favorable right now. Like, so say you're a trucker, right? There's only about maybe between 8 to 12 alternative lenders in the entire space that deal with trucking, right? And there's maybe only like 2 or 3 banks that even deal with it right now, like getting a line of credit wise. So if you're a trucker and say you go to one specific lender or you go to one specific bank and you go there and maybe they just don't even do trucking, you know what I mean? Or maybe they do trucking, but you had to do $50,000 on a monthly basis, or you need to show a profit on your tax return,
Have 3 trucks in your
or
fleet.
you have to have 3 trucks on your fleet, and they all got to be on safe or registered, ready to go. You know, so.
Before we keep going, there was one introduction we missed doing, and that's our CEO.
Oh
Frank.
my God.
Oh my God!
I know you're trying to get away from that. I know.
Stop.
Give us a little
All right,
introduction.
I'm
Frankie.
talking about the truckers over
I know,
here, man.
I
I
know.
love my
Keep
truckers,
going, bro.
guys.
We can't leave you
I
out.
know.
can't
You didn't
leave
even
you
really let me get to my point, though.
Yeah,
you
get to
know?
the point.
Let me just
Oh.
get to my
My
point. So
bad,
the
my
point is we're a marketplace, right? So you're a trucker. You come into us. You're less than 2 years time in business, right? That cuts down those 8 to 12 lenders down to 4 already. Your credit score, say it's below 700 to 650. That cuts it down to 3 lenders now. Revenue, you're only doing 30 grand a month. That cuts it down to 2. And you applied with 5 lenders, maybe that just didn't do trucking, or maybe didn't fit any of the criteria above. So we know which lenders and which banks work with each industry type, revenue, credit score, time in business, geographical location. I mean, it comes down to like tidbits and tiny bits of pieces.
Yeah.
It's actually insane. But now to introduce myself.
There you go.
Now introducing.
My name is-
Just kidding. But yeah, so guys, I'm the CEO of Lexington Capital. So the way that I think of myself is I'm the visionary, right? I'm the guy who sits up all night long, and I think of just ways to
All
grow this
night.
freaking company and just to get better and better and better and better every day of my life. As this podcast goes on, you guys will see just how genuinely crazy of a guy I am, in a good way though. I'm a good crazy. I'm not just competing for like marketplace in our industry. I'm competing for marketplace on the S&P 500. I'm competing for marketplace with Jeff, with Elon, with Zuck. You know, I don't need to say much more. But yeah, no, I realistically see that. I mean, I realistically see Lexington IPOing within the next like 5 years.
LCH ticker.
I realistically see Elon Musk tweeting how much he dislikes us because of how jealous he is, because we actually topped Tesla on the S&P 500. But then we meet him and he finds out we're really good guys, you know, and then he's like, and then he revokes his tweet, you know.
Here's a Tesla. Here's a Tesla.
Yeah, here's a Tesla.
He revokes his X?
yeah.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah, it's X. Twitter's X now. Yeah. Cool rebranding strategy. Love it. We like Elon Musk over here. So
We do.
Elon
We like
Musk,
He's our guy.
good guy. Really look up to him in a lot of different ways, in the sense that he just never gave up in life. He's failed numerous amounts of times, and I mean, if you really look into his story, there was a time in his life when he either had to give up SpaceX, or he had to give up Tesla, or he had to invest every dollar left he had into both.
What did he do?
And he invested literally every penny that he had left in there. He was sleeping there for nights, and his employees will even vouch for it. Working like 18, 20-hour days, and he pulled it off. I mean, you know, where Tesla's at, I mean, SpaceX is probably going to go to Mars one day, and they legitimately might be the the only people, really doing stuff out here, because NASA be slacking.
They really do.
NASA be
NASA
slacking.
slacks.
I mean, the last time a guy landed on the moon, I mean, how long ago was that?
If he landed
Yeah,
on
was
the
it
moon.
Neil or Lance Armstrong? I don't even know the name of the guy anymore. I know one was a biker, one was an astronaut.
One of them's
No
missing a nut.
disrespect, Neil or Lance, but anyway.
Or Buzz.
So I think that one of my greatest qualities, I think personally, is I'm a very tenacious leader.
To say the least.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just very good at leading my team. I give everybody a vision, right? So if I didn't genuinely believe in you guys, like, to execute, we wouldn't be here, obviously, right? So I believed that we were going to be here already. I believed that you guys were going to be making us millions upon millions and millions and millions of dollars before we even did that, right? I knew Tom was going to be the best partner relationship manager ever. I knew Grizzly was going to be the best CEO ever. I knew Appio was going to kick ass in our new banking program. I just knew it. I knew it.
And on the opposite side, how much we believe in you, each and every single person in this office, is we know that you're going to take this company to unbelievable heights. We know that we're going to be IPO.
100%. If Frankie said, if we all jump off this cliff, Lex is going to IPO, every person in the office is like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how much we believe and follow this man, and it's only taken us up. So,
Genuinely
Appreciate
brings the
that,
best
boys.
out of you as well. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't be in this building in a bad mood. No matter what happens, 30 seconds flat, you're smiling, laughing again. Like, the environment here, the culture here, the camaraderie is second to none. If you really feel at home here.
As long as you're working hard.
As long as you're working hard.
You got to work hard. You got to work hard here. I mean, Lexington, it's a great place to work. Like Tom said, the atmosphere is amazing. That's something that we worked really hard to build up. The money's obviously really good. You know what I mean? That's another thing. And just everybody that works here, they're just good people. They're good people that you could trust with your life. I tell everybody, if you're sitting at a local bar at night, you don't call your parents, you don't call your brother, your sister to pick you up. You go on that Lexington group chat, you scroll down and you click on Appio, you click on Tom, you click on Grizzly, you click on Frankie. You just keep clicking down until somebody there answers, because it's late at night. And then somebody, I promise you, will pick you up. You go through that list of 30 people, I promise you somebody will pick you up. But last thing I just want to say about myself as the CEO is that you're hearing it right here, right now. I will never, ever, 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 ever give up in life. I've fallen down a ton of times. I've been opening up and failing businesses since I've been 18 years old. And I don't regret one thing about it, the trials, the tribulations, because if I didn't fail so many times, Lexington wouldn't have been able to succeed. Lexington, I'm 25 years old. I opened up Lexington when I was about 22, going on 23 years old. And if I didn't go through those failures at first, we would not have been here. I know that for a fact. I needed to go through that. I needed to learn. It was also worth it, and I would do it 20 times, million times over again if I had to do it. The more you fail, guys, in life, the more you're going to grow. You can't be afraid to fail. It's so important. I look stupid still once a day in front of my team. Like, I'm not the CEO who's afraid to look stupid, right? Because then I'm not growing every day. I genuinely, every day of my life, work to get better and just to grow this company. So that's me.
Well, sometimes it makes me happy on those little things. We're thinking you're a robot sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
In the office, 7 a.m., leaving the office 2 in the morning.
I know.
It's funny, though. It's never like a bad thing. It's like oh, that was stupid. And then we laugh, and then we fix it, and then it never happens again.
Yeah.
Like, this man is so
On the ball.
strict with his performance. Like, if he feels like he stepped down a notch, even in the slightest, he's going up 3 more notches, and it's never going to go back down.
Well, that's the thing too, is like, especially as like the visionary of the companies, you have to set the tone. You have to be the guy who shows everybody what they could be in life. Like, you actually have to show them how special that they could be. And then some will blossom, and some will do it, and some will grab life and do it, and some won't. And we've had that. I mean, we've had a bunch of people come and go, and we have future millionaires coming our way. So whole bunch of different people that have came and gone at this place. So.
And it really has been nice to see some of the new guys that first came in, how much they really have grown.
My gosh.
It has been insane.
Shout out to Zach.
Yeah.
I feel like a father watching
Zach,
my son.
Liam,
Zach,
John
Leo,
J, Kevin,
Gio coming into
Oh my
his
God,
own.
Gio,
Kevin out of the blue. Did not
Gio.
expect him to be such an
Kevin,
animal.
shout out Nate Dogg. His nickname's
Yep.
Nate Dogg.
And honorable mention, Jess.
Jess.
Shout
My
out
sister
Jess.
Jess.
Tom's sister. She's doing a great job. She's ferocious on the phone. She's getting people interested. And she's doing a really great job.
Metrics have been looking good.
Oh, metrics are great,
metrics are
dude.
looking
Yeah, her
great.
connections are
Metrics are
awesome.
looking great.
Exquisite.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, the new guys, the one thing about us is
Lordy.
that these new guys, they're not just growing in sales or even in like our space. they're growing in life.
They're growing as people. Yeah.
That's
they're
what I
grow-
first
they're
thought. That's
growing
what I
as
was
people.
first talking about was just
Yeah.
how much they've grown in life.
Yeah.
It's insane to see. People, not people. Some of our guys coming in really nervous, closed up, clammed up,
Yeah.
even hunched over.
Yeah.
To the point, and seeing these guys literally to the point where their backs are straining,
Chest out.
shaking your
literally,
hand like
literally
a man,
like a man.
walking in with
Yeah.
smiles on their face.
It's
I feel like a female,
so
their face
it-
is glowing almost.
It's honestly so rewarding to see. It's like almost like
Yeah, it
addicting.
is.
I love changing people's
proud dad.
lives
In a very short period
exactly.
of time, too.
Such
Within
a short period of
2,
time
3
because, like
months,
Tom
it's a
said,
whole
you
different
can't
person.
come into this office and have a negative attitude or not even work hard, right? Like we are gonna make you better, and we tell our guys. I mean, most of our guys are between 20 and 29 years old. In my opinion, at that age point, there is nothing else to do in life as a man but get better every day. You perfect your craft. You find something you're good at. It doesn't necessarily need to be sales. We've had people who tried sales at this company. It didn't work out. We grew. They believed in us. They believed in the team. And then other opportunities and roles came about where they're making great money. So life, like I said, find that skill set, and then you need to work at it every day and get better every day. That's what you need to do as a man. That's important. There's nothing else to do. And I promise you, when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, you're going to regret the work that you didn't put in when you're 20, 21, 22. Because we have older guys who work here who look at our 18, 19, 21-year-olds, and they're like, you are going to own a Lamborghini or Ferrari in 1 or 2 years. Like, I wish I had the opportunity that you had. And it really is true. So
Absolutely.
Life's what you make it.
life's what you make it. So just me again. Anyway. What else are we talking about over here?
That's a great question.
You wanted to talk about how
Oh,
we're a
yeah.
fintech and alternative lender at the same time. So.
Yeah, I did
yeah.
want to talk about. I did want.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. Let's talk about
the
it.
wires in the wall come out.
Let's talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it. I know I gave the quick general introduction. I am the tech guy here, so between the financial world and the technical world, there's just so much synergy, and it just helps us out so much. Between the tech we implement, I know Salesforce is one of our biggest partners, and we love working with them. They streamline the process. They're able to help us connect to our lenders, connect to our clients, and offer a streamlined process. So just something as simple as that is what can make the fintech industry blossom and bloom. And then all the other things that we're working on implementing AI. I know everyone's like, oh, artificial intelligence is gonna take over the world, but not if you use it right. And there's 3 laws of robotics, which I don't remember, but one of them is that they can't harm people. So,
Like iRobot with Will Smith.
yeah, see, that's a fairy tale. You can't do that. Not allowed. But yeah, even some things just as like AI. We're training right now an AI call bot, and these things sound crisp. You won't even know. Like you send a call right now and be like, hey, this is Brandon over at Lexington. You think you're talking to Brandon. The things are great. Nowadays what you can do in this industry, it's phenomenal. And even just the security behind financial tech, like going into the banks, like that's all great and all. But, on your way into walking to the bank, you could bump into someone. They just took your card information as you're going to take money out. At least with like now online, there's encryption. Some of these guys are even blockchain backing. So, there's extra layers of protection. We're like nestled in nicely where we can offer, anything that we need to just online. We don't have a storefront. We have a very nice office. Everyone loves coming in here, but we don't need our customers to come here. We could service anyone all over 50 states, Canada, Puerto Rico. And, it helps us do that. Financial technology, it's the next generation. Walking into the bank is, it's coming out of term.
This is the coolest industry. I mean, could you imagine going to a fintech company like us and then still getting hooked up with a bank when you would have gotten declined there? Like, that is insane to me.
Yeah.
That is insane.
100%.
I don't know what that was.
I think that was the window going
Yeah,
down.
wow.
And at the same time, time convenience.
Yeah, that was an
Small
air
business
brake
owners
on a
are
freight.
busy. Their business is their baby.
Yeah.
They're all day, wake up, go to sleep. It's about their business. So if they have 10, 15 minutes a day to work with us, it makes them grow exponentially just from the financing and the relationships they're able to get. At the same time, they wouldn't really be able to have that same kind of customer service if in the event they had to take time out of their business to go into a bank.
That's
Yeah.
an
I mean,
hour.
I literally
Hour
had a
minimum.
client just a couple of weeks ago. With how rare it happens, but we had a line of credit that was SBA backed, and the SBA can be a little bit difficult, a little bit more paperwork to handle. Usually makes it easier if you just walk into a branch, do everything in person real quick. And I asked this lady, hey, do you mind just walking into your local branch here and signing some paperwork? She's like, I'd really rather do it over the phone. I was like, I know, I'm sorry, this happens so rare, but it's a great product. It's an SBA backed line of credit. She ended up going into the branch because she knew it was a great product. But she had to make a little bit of a comment saying that she didn't want to walk into the branch.
Yeah.
And these business owners, they're busy.
No,
They're
are.
busy
Very busy.
people. They're working like us. They're working like Frankie. They're working from 7 in the morning to 9, 10 at night. They don't have time. I know just for myself, I haven't been able to even schedule my my maintenance for my car just because I'm working so much. I don't even know how I'm going to be able to change my oil, even though I do my oil myself, and I need my brakes.
Just do it in the parking lot after work.
Yeah, we'll do that work.
The other
We'll get
thing
it done.
too, what's cool about us nestled like in the middle is typically when you think fintech, you think just like your what normal like technology companies. You know, you think Silicon Valley, you think nowadays Tennessee, parts of Florida, where like these companies are just growing up. They're getting these $1 million seed fundings, and they either disappear in 2 years or they're the next Apple. But we nestle nicely in again because we're offering the convenience of finance with the technology. It's just the best of both worlds because people are busy. Technology is great, and let's get you funded.
Lex gets you funded.
Lex gets you funded. Another thing that I wanted to talk about too is just some other like products and programs that like we offer over here. So I think Tom, as the partner relationship manager, dive into some other products that we got over here.
Cool, yeah. So when it comes to the product list, we pretty much have anything that a business owner would need. If you need equipment, we have our traditional equipment financing. If you have invoices that you want to get advanced, we have our invoice factoring programs. We have our traditional term loans. We have pretty much, again, anything that a client would need. The best part about the way that our company really is structured and the consultative approach that we take is that we're more than happy to fit you into the perfect program for you. A lot of customers don't really understand the ins and outs of certain programs and don't know that a different program would work out infinitely better for them, whether it be payment structure, interest rate, term.
Or just like what they even like qualify for.
Yeah.
Like, we'll have people call the store and they're like, I need an SBA, I need an SBA, I need an SBA. And then we're like, all right, no problem. We collect the SBA documents, and then we see that they haven't profited on their tax return since like 2009.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So one important tidbit with the SBA is you need to be profiting on your tax return. The bank or SBA lender needs to see that you're profitable, right? So with that being said, yeah. So a lot of people don't know that you have to profit on your SBAs. You have to look like you're making money, obviously, with your business for a lender to want to obviously fund you. So then maybe we have line of credit programs with banks where you actually don't even need to show any financials up to $100,000. So if they have credit where they qualify for traditional financing, that's a route we'll go.
Yeah.
Right. We have no/low doc programs because obviously there's no such thing as no doc. You got to fill out an application with the guys, right?
Yeah,
but that's
absolutely.
literally all you have to do with some of the banks that we work with. You can imagine that. Imagine you get up to $100,000 with a traditional bank with just filling out their application. I would have never thought that, and I bet you guys would have never thought that either.
No.
And these are programs that we get access to, right, because of the relationships that we have with these banks.
And usually if they do need a doc, it's just like your SS4, your EIN letter.
Yeah, something simple that
that's the
everybody
most
has.
common
Yeah,
thing that
nothing,
pops up.
no financials,
Spooky.
profit and loss, balance sheet, tax returns, none of the above, bank statements. Could really get away with it. Obviously, we know business owners, because I do it myself, we move money around in bank accounts a lot, right? And lenders don't really completely understand that. They're going to ask questions. They're going to think of it as risky. They don't understand that, maybe you just want to keep your payroll money in one account, your marketing expense money in another account, right? Your other expenses on your other account, and whatever the case may be. So I know as a business owner, I do really weird things to stay organized. And a lot of our clients do that too. But what they don't actually realize is that they could be hurting themselves in the eyes of the lenders because you have to look lendable, right? So if you have bank statements, if you give us like 6 months of bank statements and you have money transferring in and out of like 3, 4, 5 accounts and like no one set bank accounts doing like all the revenue and there's like deposits, like random deposits, right? That's not going to look favorable to a lender.
Yeah.
But you come to Lexington Capital, we see that. We know which lender or alternative lender we could take you to where we don't got to show the bank statements.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might be lendable, but you might not be bankable just yet.
Yeah, correct.
And
Yeah,
we
that's
help.
true.
Obviously, we help you get there too.
Yeah.
That's the
No, yeah,
great
we
thing about the
definitely do.
boutique style that we have. Anything you need, we can find it for you.
Yeah.
You have a specific niche. There's a specific place to bring you, and we know exactly where to bring you to get you exactly what you need.
Yeah. And what's even more screwed up is like we know things down to like your geographical location. So like here's like a little tidbit for you guys. So say, for instance, and I'm not saying this is completely true because I'm not going to give all the sauce up right on our podcast.
Not on
right?
podcast one.
Not on podcast one. We'll see how it goes in the future.
Let's talk about it, but
Let's
take
talk
it
about
easy.
it. So a lot of our clients, right? So there's 3 major credit bureaus. We got Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. So typically we'll get a full credit report from our clients, and one score might be higher than others, right? Like we might have a collection reporting on one from, say, like a bank that pulls from TransUnion, and now your TransUnion score is like a 620, right? But your Experian's a 700, right? So we will actually bring you to a bank or a lender that just pulls Experian. We know which banks pull from which bureau, and it's actually so in depth where it's actually down to your geographical location. So I'm not saying this is true, but Chase Bank might pull Experian from if you're a New York customer, but it might pull TransUnion if you live in Texas, right?
It might.
So it might. So
Might.
that it might.
There's a
It might.
chance.
Yeah, we don't know. So
but knowing
know.
these things,
Yeah.
and we have clients all the time where they might have a derogatory on one. Usually the derogatories are usually on all 3, but a collections,
yeah,
they're usually only reporting on one bureau.
and we kind of know how to get around that. So
And
maybe,
there is nobody else out there that will look at your report with the collections on it, even with one bureau,
No one.
and accept you.
No.
Because they don't. A lot of people don't know this type of information. They don't know where these banks are pulling from.
No, it's
They don't know
true.
where these lenders
Yeah,
are
they
pulling
don't.
from.
They don't know. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It took a while for us to know.
Trials, failures,
Trials,
everything.
failures. Yeah, it was an insane ride to get to where we're at. And we're still growing and learning every day. I mean, you got to see our success stories that we have with these clients, right? And how much money that we get them and how cheap of a cost that it is.
Some of them are in the reviews.
Yeah, definitely. Please definitely give us a little Google review after this if you haven't done so. Like I said, you'll see Appio's name a lot in there.
I mean, we've literally made people cry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not because they're going out of
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
because they're so happy.
staying in
at how
business.
because
Yeah.
they're saying it because
Yeah.
we've saved them.
Yeah,
Literally
and
pulled
oh my
them out of
gosh,
their
one thing
ruts.
that we have to talk about too. I'm sorry, Tom, if you're gonna say something, but so obviously, a lot of these business owners know if you're in the alternative world, it's actually hard to then get out of like the alternative spiral and then get into the traditional financing. Like a lot of traditional banks, if they see you have an alternative lender or two pulling out of your statements or in your tag, whatever the case may be, they're not going to want to lend to you, right? We know which lenders will actually work with you or maybe not catch that because of the bureau or whatever the case may be. Not going to give too much sauce, like I said, but we know the tidbits, right? So another thing is too is like say that you applied with 5 lenders yourself, they all pulled Experian. Now your credit just got hit 5 times on your Experian account, right? Typically what we'll do is if we're going to bring you to like 3 places, we'll and say all your scores are magnificent across all 3 bureaus, we'll send you to a bank or alternative lender that pulls Experian, a bank or alternative lender that pulls TransUnion, and a bank or alternative lender that pulls Equifax. Just so that now you're only going to have, one inquiry, on your credit profile.
Yeah.
And to add, I'm so sorry. One thing though is that with 99% of our alternative options, your credit does not get pulled.
Not at all.
Yeah, your credit does not get pulled. We could actually even fund you on a soft pull. It's just the banks where it gets a little dicey, but we know the ways around it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, boys.
To what
No,
you were
you're
just saying before about, if you're not too lendable if you have some of these short-term financing out. Just had this client. He had 2 separate loans, both pulling $3,700 or $3,550, $3,750 a week, pulling $14,000, $28,000 a month being pulled out of his bank account. And
Tell him what we did for him.
he's approved for $250,000 on a traditional line of credit. He's approved for
Prime rate.
$100,000.
Prime rate plus what? 2, right?
Prime plus 0 to 4. Prime plus 0 to 4.
And what was
Interest-
the rate that he was paying before that with the other lenders?
Jesus, I don't even.
Do we want to talk about
I don't
that?
even- Let's not
Let's
talk
talk about it.
Let's
Let's
not
talk about it.
let's
talk
not
about it.
talk
Not
about
For
it.
his sake,
Yeah.
he might be watching.
His
one day.
mom
He's a
might be
very
upset
happy
with the
client.
rate.
Yeah, let's not blow up his spot here.
But 250 on an interest-only line of credit, revolving forever, or for 15 years with a 5-year term out. I'm sorry, not forever. $100,000 line of credit, interest-only payments, and $50,000 on a line of credit, interest-only payments, prime plus 0 to 4%. One of them was not prime plus 0 to 4. One of them is 1.4% monthly on an 18-month term. But still, that was the $50,000 one, the $250 and the $100,000. I mean, this guy got $250, $350, $400,000
That's insane.
with $28,000 being
That's
pulled
so
out of his
insane.
bank account every month.
And then just to point into that, like that's our goal here at Lexington compared to other shops. Our goal is to make you bankable. Yes, we can make money in the alternative route. Everyone's happy there, but there's no longevity there. Like we're not taking you. And as Frankie said, it's hard to kind of go traditional once you've been alternative. So our goal here is to make you 10 times happier than you would have been and make you bankable. We want to get you those long-term relationships. It helps you out, helps us out, helps everybody out. It's the proper way to do things. So our relationships, our programs, everything we develop is about making sure your business is in the best place. So making you bankable. It's just such a huge thing.
I think
Make the unbankable bankable.
my favorite success story is the one client we had where he just wanted nothing more to get into real estate and flipping properties. He was a line cook, correct, at a restaurant?
Yep.
And after the Lex Talk program, not even 2 weeks later, he already had his one property set up. He was going on to his second one, and he sent Appio a very kind text message,
Yep.
left a review, and sent over a couple referrals as well.
I love that guy. His review he left was so heartwarming.
And his attitude was great.
It really was. He
was
stuck
just
with
so
us
happy
because
the
it
whole
was a
time.
little bit of a lengthy process. I won't lie, but he stuck with us. He trusted us through the process, and he put a down payment on 2 houses that he's flipping, and he has a long-term rental now as well.
That's awesome.
That's my favorite
3
one.
months after.
That's awesome.
3 months after.
Let's
He
make
has
dreams
3
happen.
properties
Customer
now.
success stories really are the best part
Yeah,
about
they
this.
are.
And he's a young
They
guy.
are.
He was the young 30s, high 20s.
Yeah.
Young
wasn't
guy.
too old. Doing
That's
his
awesome.
thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
And we used a cosigner.
Oh,
oh wow, that's
Wow.
something we need to talk about.
We
Actually,
didn't even
Didn't
talk
get
about
into
that.
it.
Let's
Let's talk about it.
let's talk about
let's
it.
talk about it. I mean, my own personal file got declined out for alternative financing.
And that's alternative financing.
got
Got
declined
declined
out.
for alternative financing at first.
Real nice
Couldn't
woman.
even go traditional.
Real nice woman. But I was on the phone with her a couple times talking to her, and she just didn't really know what to do. So I obviously presented the option for the cosigner. She got a cosigner, and then we ended up getting her $50,000 on a line of credit, which was on traditional monthly payments, might I add. Was it 1% of your balance at the time? So it's a great program for really anybody. If anyone's really struggling, everyone always, not everyone, but a lot of people have people who are willing to help them. And if you have that option available, that will change people's lives where they weren't even able to obtain alternative financing.
Yeah.
And now she has the revolving line of credit for her business. And I can't wait to see where that business goes at this point. She also sent over a referral as well.
And even as a cosigner, it's not like cosigning for a car. You're not
No.
cosigning your personal, your personal guarantee. You're PG in it, but these accounts don't reflect on your personal credit report. So if you wanted to go and purchase a car, you needed to go purchase a house, and a lender goes and checks your credit. These accounts are not populating on your personal credit report. They're not. You don't see the utilization on the credit report. Only thing you see is the damn inquiry.
Yeah.
Which
we
is
get on
pretty-
for you.
Which is
Yeah.
easy to get removed because the accounts aren't showing.
Yeah.
The accounts are showing. We can help out. You can, or a lot of people do some
Yeah.
credit things nowadays. Good, everybody's mother, but
Yeah, and I think it's so, like, the thing is, like, we didn't really dive into exactly, like, what co-signer funding is. So most people, not most people, I mean, I think we're the only people who actually do this, who we offer a program to allow to get a co-signer to then get, somebody who's unbankable or even unalternative lending funding,
Business
right?
funding.
Yeah, business funding. So with that being said, whether your revenue's not there, your time in business is not there, your credit is not there. You might have liens, bankruptcies, judgments. I mean, I know what it's like when you first start your business. I mean, you're leveraging the crap out of your credit, right? You're probably taking out credit cards out the wazoo, running them up. Your credit's just not there, right? So everybody has somebody who loves and cares about them, right? And this program is actually like one of the cheapest that we even have too. So on top of it, it's cheap financing, and it's just an easy way to grow your business. I mean, we're getting people approved for between $50,000 and $200,000 all day long.
higher than that.
Yeah, all day long.
Higher
Even
than that.
even higher than
400,000
that.
right now.
And
A lot of
the-
cosigner.
Yeah,
A lot of cosigner, and it's great for startups. The no minimum time of business, the no revenue required.
yeah,
Business startup financing is damn near impossible to come by.
impossible.
And we truly help people start their business with cheap, affordable payments, enough revolving capital to be able to continuously use again and again to really do what they need to do without having it affect their personal credit, which I think is the biggest factor, because these people live regular lives. They need cars, they need houses, they need anything. Personal credit's extremely important. And for something like utilization to not affect it when you're trying to build your business is a very, very key instrument in the Lex Talk program.
I like it.
We
Yeah.
like it
It's
a
nice.
lot.
It's real nice.
nice.
It's
It's
really
It's
nice.
No, it opens a lot of horizons, doors. Opens doors, broadens horizons. There we go. Great program. It's one of our best. We see so much conversion with that. It's helpful. Everyone's got someone. Someone's got someone. Let's just do it.
Co-signer funding, startup funding, Lexington line of credit, all three things that we majorly specialize in that nobody else in our space really does. So we do everything, but I just want to put it out there, co-signer funding, startup financing, and our Lexington line of credit program that we've branded. One of the only ones in the space. I won't say we're the only ones, but one of the only ones, but guaranteed we're doing it the best.
Yes, sir.
Did you dive into how it was 0%?
I did not, actually.
not.
That
We got,
evaded
we,
me.
we got
0%
about
APR?
we got about a minute left.
Yeah, about a minute left. Imagine having a 0% APR line of credit for 6 to 24 months, giving you a nice 0%.
That's this
float.
program. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is the program
That's
we're
what we're
talking
talking
about.
about. That's what Lex is talking about.
Yeah.
And that's mainly what I specialize in there is that 0% stuff and traditional bank lines of credit. But it's fantastic for the startup businesses because it allows you to hold on to all the revenue you're bringing in, keep your cash flow, take your cash, put it back into your business, build it up. This way, a year, 2 years from now, when that 0% APR is ending and traditional bank rates are going to start kicking in, well, your business is astronomically higher than obviously when you first started. That was your startup business, but you got to keep every single dollar you made and throw it right back in.
And on top of that, every single dollar you borrowed and every single dollar you pay on that balance goes straight to the principal.
Yep.
So you could flip that money way quicker than you could if you got some type of startup SBA or anything like that, realistically.
All day long. And you have to make payments on the startup SBAs right
Yep.
away. But looks like we're about to be wrapped up here, guys. But excellent first episode.
I agree. This was a great time.
I think we killed
I
it.
had some jitters in the beginning. I can't.
I was a little
great.
nervous.
My introduction. I don't
Appian's
know.
our movie star. I want you guys to know that. This guy is a movie
The clients
star.
don't get to see him, but we do.
Yeah,
blazer.
yeah.
We'll
When the
still come
clients
in
finally
looking
get to
like
see his
this.
face, whether it's on like a Zoom call, FaceTime, or even when they just see like his picture card, they're like, "Wow,
Yeah.
well, this is
That's a
a
stud.
this is a handsome guy."
Guys, take it easy.
It's like he was
My grandma's
man-made.
probably watching.
yeah.
She thinks I'm handsome too.
Fair
Love you,
enough.
Grandma.
Well, guys, great first episode. Let's do it.
Lex,
We'll
do
be,
it.
Let's
we'll be
do
back
it.
Tuesday of next week. Today's Wednesday, but we're going to start running these things on Tuesdays again. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out, supporting us, watching our first one, partners, customers, friends, family, our employees. Love you guys all with all our heart. What we do is genuinely for all of you guys, and we can't wait to make you proud. Let's do it.
Lex, do it.
Let's do it.
On top
Let's
of that,
talk about it.
Let's talk about
tune in on Wednesdays for Webinar Wednesday.
Webinar
All my
Wednesdays.
partners, all our
Webinar
clients,
Wednesdays.
past
be
and
there.
future.
Yes, sir.
Does that beep just end it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
There we go,
That was perfect.
boys.
Clap out.
Great job.